Thank you to Morris Arkletum for their generous donation on Patreon. If you would like to join them in their generosity, the link to my Patreon page is in the description.
Hello. At least you get the concept of freaking harmonizing. I don't know how many times I tried to open War Malt Liquor with freaking holding a note, and then everyone else would just hold the same note I was. I don't know how hard it is to get people to harmonize with a voice that's so graceful as this one.
It makes me wonder.
It makes me wonder, maybe if I smoked any more I would be able to
I can't hear myself on this, and it's throwing me off.
Hello.
There it is.
Any better? Okay, I'm gonna turn that down a little bit.
On?
It's on. You know, your cousin got a good microphone set up.
Don't guilt me, Mom.
Welcome to All of the Above.
Where we talk about things that are really all of the above.
Pretty much. Yeah. I mean, your cousin had an organized radio show. Why didn't you got one?
Because we're the best. That's why.
Well, you earned it. Go ahead, I hope you enjoy it. The designated loving lotion going down still.
It is. It's like another maybe half an inch down.
Someone is doing something with that stuff.
In this room, there's a spoon. I found an empty bottle that I threw
There's
away.
a fork over here.
Oh.
What's a fork being used for? I'm scared, Caleb. I'm scared. Your cousin had a fire flower. What am I talking?
The orphan
What?
of the earth is
What?
the child of
What?
the sky. Oh, no, I just found it over here.
Oh, it's some piece of paper. Anyway, so you're listening to All of the Above here on KROO, Kansas City, UMKC Student Radio every Thursday from 5 to 7 p.m., where we talk about stuff. I mean, it's generally what we do. First things first, we do have a question posed. Yeah, what?
Oh, no, I've just never seen it here before.
I've seen it plenty of times.
Never told me about KROO thoughts.
It's just a binder. Like, it's not even a binder. It's like a notebook at KROO Thoughts anyway. Anyway, do have the question for up front. Yeah, a question from me. We'll answer at the end of the show. What's the difference? What's the difference between a piano, a tuner, and a pot of glue? Find the answer at the end of the program. What am I talking?
All of the above, filling in your guilting needs as...
You know, your cousin was good at studying instead of listening to things on the internet box. You should just...
Not how the internet works, Mom! And Cousin Jared works on the internet. What are you talking about?
You know, your cousin Jared... At least you didn't go where it could have gone. Anyway, I'm not... Okay, so this is the special Halloween episode.
Because everyone needs a Halloween episode.
Yeah,
everyone.
Even everyone. Of course, this isn't really a Halloween episode per se. I mean, it's the day before, and we really don't have...
We thought of an idea, but we don't really do anything to prepare for this
show. We didn't get a whole lot of preparation going into this. So
if you want a good Halloween, go to that anime show on the internet. They got an amazing Halloween episode.
That's hopefully where I might be going. I agree with you. I think overall, if I was a choice between Western cartoon and Eastern cartoon, be it like Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network versus like Funimation and whatnot, I think one or the other, I probably would fit better into the Funimation category. But I don't know. There are times where
voices like this don't generally go in animes. I just don't understand.
In the anime.
With that anime.
your cousin worked at Funimation.
No matter what you do, you'll probably end up in a Borderlands game. or Dragon Ball Z. From what I've seen of any anime, any voice actor, they're either in Borderlands, Smite, or Dragon Ball Z.
Oh my god. thought we were getting a transmission from an alternate universe or something.
It's the wow signal all over again.
His phone got a text, and it was in a weird position, so it was like... Anyway.
Turn that off.
Yeah. But, yeah, so that's just... It's interesting. I mean, they got Charles Martinet to be in Skyrim. You know what Charles Martinet is? He's the voice of Mario. He was one of the dragons. Yeah.
Why?
Because he was good.
Matthew Perry was in Fallout New Vegas. Why? Because he liked Fallout 3.
Hey, do you need another reason?
No.
Do I always gotta be explaining myself to you?
And if you're wondering, he was Benny in Fallout New Vegas.
Nice. Anyway, so...
And if you don't know who that is, you didn't play the campaign.
I didn't.
He's the dude who shoots you in the very beginning.
Oh! Cool. So, yeah, this is the you good?
Mm-hmm.
You good?
Coming from the guy who's like...
I'm always hocking up a lung over here if I'm not burping or...
And then I just clear my throat once, and I'm Ebola patient number 8.
Oh, you said the E word, now we gotta talk. But no, we don't.
Now we're quarantined.
Now we're quarantined. Doesn't seem to mean anything anymore, though.
Nope.
Freaking people... Anyway.
We're not going to talk about that.
Yeah, this is the October 30th show. I tried to pick as close, from my personal collection, just a random smattering of some of the songs that sort of fit with the theme.
Halloweeny.
The Halloweeny Hut Jr.
Halloween Hut Jr. I am not looking forward to tomorrow. How many Elsas are going to be coming to my door?
Because we can't scare them.
No.
Because
you can't scare little kids.
That gets the cops called on you, yeah.
Yes, and they'll freeze us or send sapient snowmen after us.
You mean sentient?
Yes. That word. I'm not good with the English and whatnot.
I go with the big words. Just saying.
Anyway. This is what I mean by some of my voices just don't seem to fit into the anime mold.
No.
Because I don't know how many times I'm like, all right, so we gotta deal with this right here. They gotta get all real up to the microphone, and then you get someone else in there.
It's like, I gotta tell you about the oracles coming in, and they're gonna talk to 16-year-olds. It's a family prophecy. They all turn into demon hunters at the age of 16. They're called the Black Flag Clag.
It's like Bill Cosby with a cold sending me out on a mission.
You gotta go get the pudding. And
so, you know what I realized the other day?
What?
I do not do a walk-in voice near as often as I used to.
A walk-in voice?
Christopher Walken.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like I walked into a room. Hello!
Hello. I'm walking. Anyway.
He has a game. Did you know someone does his voice with a game channel?
What?
Walking, what is it? Epic Games.
Like the walking plays?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like he'll do Christopher Walken and Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
Playing video games together.
Mormon Freeman. Mormon Freeman. I swear, Mormon Freeman is one of the best creations
we have made at 3 a.m.
ever. That and like anchovies not being in anything ever again. That is also...
I like anchovies. I don't know what you're talking about.
I've never had an anchovy. I don't know.
They're kind of weird. It's like eating mushy salt.
Well, I'm gonna not. The McRib is back.
Yay!
I love the McRib.
Excitement.
Yeah, I told you this earlier. It's they bleach.
You and Rhett.
Me and Rhett from Good Mythical Morning. I mean, freaking. There is a bleach chemical in a McRib that they use in yoga mats, but yoga's healthy.
Helps me stretch. Whenever I stretch, I should probably eat a McRib while on a yoga mat.
Exactly.
Double the yoga mat.
Double the yoga mat. It tastes good. Anyway, so
You no one really should get angry at that. You don't expect like healthy food from McDonald's at this point.
At this point. I mean, it's a wonder if you expect food from McDonald's.
What's this? It's a burger. What's in it? We can't tell you.
We can't.
You're asking too many questions.
On the, it's not really food, but it has nothing to do with McDonald's. I watched an amazing movie the other day, Soylent Green.
Soylent Green. The McRib is people.
The McRib is people. I'm sorry, but that's what that conversation led me to remember. And I feel like they should remake Soylent Green.
They should. I saw it in freaking Flutie's class. You remember Mr. Flutie?
Yeah.
That was the first time I saw it, and he had literally shown it so many times that he didn't have to worry about like the swear words. He would literally sit in the back of the class, and while the movie was going, it'd be like, and then it would be like they're about to say a swear word, and they would get right onto it, and then just from the back of the room, you'd just hear, nope. He would just scream over the swear word. It'd be like, you son of a nope. Okay.
You're attracting some of the hygienists. Or what are those?
What, this one right here?
No, that's the hygienist. What's the one in the middle between the dentist and the hygienist?
What? Oh.
That dude right there.
I don't know, but I'm tempted to go out there and just ask him what group he's from.
All right.
I mean, I'm genuinely curious.
Because he noticed you yelling too.
Yeah, so I kind of want to just like go and ask him, hey, what group are you from?
What's between a dentist and a hygienist? The chair.
The chair. I'm going to go ask him.
All right. Well, while he's wandering off to do things, we got a full list for you. We got our general thing, our general, bunker buster, or I don't know if we're going to call it that. But we got our articles to tell whether it's fake or not. It's my turn. We have a few different articles to talk about. And on top of the Halloween theme, we're going to continue I believe we're going to continue discussing this is the worst part about live radio. I am talking to the ether. But we're going to continue talking about the epic rap battles of history. Hello, going over the docket. I called it a docket because I wanted it to sound professional, like we're not just making this stuff up.
You gotta be lying to our folks.
Well, I admitted it. I'm sorry I lied. I just wanted to sound like I was important.
Lying. All right, so it turns out he's from the Mortar Board, which is pretty much the Seniors Honor Society. And he does not mind the noise.
Yeah, I wouldn't have cared if he minded the noise.
He said it. I didn't ask. So what were you saying?
We're going to go over the Bunker Buster, or whatever we're going to call that.
What?
Bunker Buster? Bunk. It's a lie! The articles.
Oh.
That we discussed.
Yeah. Yes, that at the end.
I didn't know. We were trying to come up with names with it, and Bunker Buster was the last one on the list.
Yeah,
so
I completely forgot that was a thing. Yes.
We got articles to discuss.
Yep.
And then I believe we're going to continue talking about the epic rap battles of history.
We're going to keep overanalyzing the epic rap battles of history.
And then we started a bit early, like we normally start.
Yeah, we started a bit early because we're going to be ending a bit early. UMKC is having a volleyball game tonight, and we're going to be getting some live coverage from some of the KRU staff. I believe Andrew Miller is going to be there and broadcasting live from the game, so tune in at 7 to listen to that. But until then, you get to listen to us and talking and
Magical voices.
Magical voices of magicality. Yeah.
Magical songs of enchantment.
Magic songs of enchantment.
I love Jimmy.
Jimmy? Is that you, Jimmy? Grandma's eyes aren't as good as they used to be. Another New Vegas reference
Yeah.
for all of those who did not get that.
Yeah. Anyway, so because we started, we're going to go ahead and go to a commercial. And then we're going to start in on whatever one of the things that Caleb was going over.
We're going to start with one of them, and then we'll discuss, and then we'll talk, and then we'll do weird voices. But until then, you shall get some music. You shall get a commercial of what you can listen to while you stay here on Keiru, Kansas City, on KC Student Radio.
I don't know what I'm supposed to say.
I don't know.
I couldn't follow any of that.
I was not listening, to be perfectly honest with you. I'm not sure what I was talking about.
I'm halfway sure I'm supposed to say, I'm Caleb and that's Jacob. And
It
this is
sounded like I was starting to go into the intro, but I haven't introduced the music yet. The music. I'm going to talk about music. The first thing we're going to play, just to set the tone of the spooky, scary time.
Oh, God. See?
No one snuck up on me.
Clear my throat. You just over there. Mm-hmm.
To set the tone, we're going to listen to the Getting Your Sass On. Okay. Gonna... I just thought of something. No, not saying that. The Undertaker. My costume for this year is The Undertaker from the WWE, and we're going to play his theme to start the day off. So, the Undertaker theme, WWE. Oh, he's bringing down the flag so we can actually see. It is the mortarboard. Oh, no, he's putting the flag back up. Never mind. The Undertaker theme, WWE. Then... the 20 Styles guy, Anthony Vincent, came out with a 20 Styles cover of Michael Jackson's Thriller, a special Halloween-themed episode, and we always got to play his stuff because he's awesome. So after the Undertaker theme, you get the chance to try to guess all the different themes that he did, and if you want to know the answers, you can go to 10-second songs, youtube.com/ I guess there was a comma between after I was doing like an official citation like MLA 10-second songs, comma, youtube.com/ I don't know.
Oh,
but
I don't want to slash X, Y, B. No.
what are you doing?
I just, no.
What are you I don't know what you're protesting to. It sounded like you were protesting
I
like
am very upset.
about algebra or something. Anyway, so Anthony Vincent, you can check him out at 10secondsongs.com, youtube.com/10secondsongs. And we're going to play his 20 style cover of Michael Jackson's Thriller. And then after that, we're going to listen to This Is Halloween from The Nightmare Before Christmas. That's about it. So first things first, you're going to get a little taste of what else you can listen to if you stick with us right here on K-Roo. You are listening to all of the above.
I'm Caleb. That's Jacob.
Yes, it is, and thank you for
Thank you for
listening.
listening.
Yes.
Wow.
What, Caleb?
What?
What are you trying to say?
Yes.
Okay. Bye.
Okay. It is true. It is the day of.
Is it Hallows Eve, the day before Halloween, or the day of Halloween?
All's Hallows Eve is Halloween.
Okay, so we're on Hallows Eve.
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 of All's Hallows Eve. Or something like that.
Something like that. Anyway, so welcome back to all of the above here on K-Roo, Kansas City, UMKC Student Radio every Thursday from 5 to 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Article time, right?
Articles.
Do you have your articles pulled up?
Yes.
Good.
Yes, let's start with I'm just going to say this because 40 years later, it's kind of funny.
Uh-oh, here we go.
40 years ago was the Rumble in the Jungle.
Mm-hmm.
For all those who remember, Muhammad Ali versus George Foreman.
As in George Foreman Grill.
Yep. As in named like all 6 of his sons, George.
Yeah.
George Foreman. Apparently, to commemorate the time, George Foreman called Muhammad Ali to see what was going on, how he was doing. And it was just a little article talking about what they was doing, who was there. It was a big deal going on in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, or at the time Zaire.
Close enough.
Here, but It's talking about how they got it together, the original name that they changed it to. Look it up. I'm not gonna say it.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. And originally, Don King and Lloyd Price, I believe, said we were going to call it From Slave Ship to Championship, but the producer, Hank Schwartz, nicked it and said, "Ed, we can't call it that."
Yeah.
And Muhammad Ali and his assistant came up with Rumble in the Jungle.
Yeah. I'm glad you prefaced it with it was Don King, because if you say it was like if you hadn't said it was Don King saying it, then it'd be like, well, what the you say Don King, we're like, okay, we get it now. We know why someone thought. Who would have thought this was a good idea? Don King. Oh, well, that would explain why someone who thought this obviously bad idea was a good idea. God dang it. I have one.
All right. Let me close this, save our bandwidth.
Yeah. This one is coming out of xolxol.ph. I don't know. This article says, Emergency Hotline 911 receives a pizza order from a lady who needs help.
What?
I will continue. A woman who was a victim of domestic violence called 911 for help, but was unable to directly discuss of what was happening to her, so she used a code-like conversation by starting to order a pizza. Fortunately, the dispatcher did not take her call lightly. Instead, he became intuitive and analyzed her situation very carefully. Here's the transcript. 911, where's your emergency? 123 Main Street. Okay, what's going on there? I'd like to order a pizza for delivery. Ma'am, you've reached 911. Yeah, I know. Can I have large with half pepperoni, half mushrooms and peppers? I'm sorry, you know you've called 911, right? Yeah, do you know how long it would be? Okay, ma'am, is everything okay over there? Do you have an emergency? Yes, I do. And you can't talk about it because there's someone in the room with you? Yes, that's correct. Do you know how long it will be? I have an officer about a mile from your location. Are there any weapons in your house? Nope. Can you stay on the phone with me? Nope. See you soon. Thanks. According to the dispatcher, he checked the history of the address given by the lady and found they had multiple domestic violence problems from the previous calls. Finally, an officer arrived at the house, immediately saw the lady in bad shape with her drunk boyfriend. Her partner was arrested for beating her. The dispatcher said she was intelligent to pull that kind of trick, and that emergency call is the most memorable to him. I
Very
mean,
creative.
Hey, I was going to say, if you can't freaking say it, what are you going to do? So, I mean, if you can manage to get to the point where you get in contact with someone on the phone, but you can't say it, I mean, it works. I mean, sometimes. I mean, the dispatcher could have easily been like, another prank again, and then just close it off. Could have easily done that if it was a bad one, or even a bad good one could have been just no intuition whatsoever. Could have been like, after the point, like, you called 911, right? Yep. Okay, well, have a good day. They could have done that. There could have been many ways this could have gone wrong. So we're not saying this definitively is the right way to go, but very good way of handling this situation that could have been very bad. Yeah. Next article, Caleb.
All right. Forest Service bear selfies. Latest selfie problems worry rangers of bear attacks.
What?
The Forest Service bear selfie problem has been going on for a while, but now the agency has issued a plea to tourists to leave the animals alone. Visitors of Taylor Creek Visitor Center in South Lake Tahoe are taking pictures with dangerous predators that are feeding on the annual run of salmon. And people have the desire to snap pictures with a large animal in the background. There are new warnings posted at Lake Tahoe, warning people of the dangers. people are taking. To sum up this up, people are taking selfies with black bears about 10 feet behind them who are eating.
Yeah,
And
stupid.
and could be easily enraged by people being close to them.
Yeah. Oh my God. Really?
I have a picture too. Someone posted it. It's moving my mic.
Oh my God. That looks like the face of someone who would do that.
It does.
Sorry, you guys can't see it because y'all are on the radio.
But you're also on the internet. Google it.
Yeah, just Google it. You'll likely find the same article. Where's that article come from, Caleb?
Newsoxy?
Go on.
Newsoxy.com.
Okay, I was going to say, you want to repeat that, or are you telling me I need some new socks? I probably do. In fact, I know I do, but that's beside the point. Next article?
Next article.
How many articles do you have?
That was it.
That was it?
We didn't get. There wasn't a lot done that I wanted to talk about.
There was a lot of
week.
stuff that you couldn't talk about.
No,
Stuff like
and-
heavy hitting stuff. We'd be like, we're going to be here all day talking about this because we
Yeah.
got to make sure we got to get our stuff right. We got to make sure we did it. We'll do good. We're good.
Nothing really funny and lighthearted, like people taking selfies with bears.
Yeah, because Lord knows. Jeez, man.
Did you? This is just sad. Scrabble added hashtag as a word that you can use.
No.
Yeah. They had a whole big thing. It was like, tired of losing to your parents? Now, well, we added your words in there too. So now, like, YOLO, hashtag.
Because people who use those words play Scrabble.
Yeah.
I could see them putting in words with friends because that's the smartphone equivalent.
Do you know it's something I saw that kind of scared me?
What?
The board game version of Words with Friends. And I was like, isn't this just Scrabble? I was like,
I started with Upwards.
Upwards. I remember Upwards.
Yeah, where it was Scrabble, but you could click tiles on top of other words and
And
create.
then you got like a bonus for doing that.
Yeah, and it was crazy.
I think I have both those games at home.
I
Scrabble
like-
and Upwards.
I like Upwards. That one was fun. I think what other board games that I played? I had
Mousetrap. That took us forever to play.
we played Mousetrap not a while ago.
Just the two of us. We were just like, one of us will win.
I wound up winning, didn't I? Yeah,
Yeah.
I wound up winning because you won chess and I won whatever game we played before that.
It's an actual two-player game. It was tic-tac-toe.
Oh, Connect 4.
Before, yeah.
Yeah, we played Connect 4, chess, and Mousetrap.
Then we tried Risk. But
We
then,
tried Risk, but then we were like,
if you can play Risk, bravo.
every time I've played Risk, I've won. I've played it twice.
I own the game and I've never played it. Like,
Nice.
I'm like, let's play Risk. All right, and we get the thing, and then they're like, no.
Yeah, we look at all the pieces and whatnot. And I've only ever been able to play it because I played it with my brother and my mom, and one time with my mom's boyfriend being included in the group. It was
Can you have like 8 people?
something like that. We had the Metal Gear Solid version, and so my brother saw it at Vintage Stock, and he had to have it. So he could explain it to us in a way that we could understand. I cannot explain it because I forgot. I don't know how to play, but I have a 100% success rate. Doesn't matter what the actual ratio is, as the percentage. But what are you talking? What?
What? I'm listening. I
Oh.
can't make eye contact and stare at the person I'm talking to.
And do a weird wobble and
Wobble, 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 wobble,
top
wobble, wobble,
and
wobble,
tap
wobble,
away at
wobble.
your computer.
Tap, tap, tap.
We
tap,
did,
tap, 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 tap.
We did when I was young, we played Battleship a lot because it was me and my brother.
Then we watched the movie, and that ruined the magic.
Fortunately, I have not seen the movie Battleship. Of course,
I'm waiting for the movie Hungry Hungry Hippos. I'm gonna watch that.
we had Hungry Hungry Hippos, but we put out on the shed and forgot it was there. We also played very specific versions of games. We had Pokemon Monopoly.
Ooh, I have that too.
Yeah.
I'm missing a few of the pieces, but I think I still got like Pikachu and Mewtwo.
I remember I once brought it to my daycare back when daycare wasn't traumatizing. I brought it there once, but then we also had the Simpsons Clue.
I have like 6 versions of Clue, and I've never heard of The Simpsons.
There is a Simpsons version of Clue, and I will tell you one thing. Marge's hair on the there's like an inch tall little plastic piece. Marge's hair and head balanced on her tiny neck. I broke it like immediately. I would just sit there. I would purposely pick her just so I could, like, when I'm moving it, I would like bend the head back and forth, being like talking like and then uh-oh. So it just had headless Marge as one of the characters.
Or just the head of Marge.
The head of Marge. I think we lost the head of Marge. We lost the head of Marge.
It's gonna come back to curse you every Halloween night if you say Marge 8 times in the mirror.
Has to be 8 because of her long hair. But
her head was exactly 8 centimeters long.
But yeah, so we did that. To be honest, with board games, one that I always fascinated me was, is it Jenga, the one with the tower blocks?
Yeah. It's Swahili for build.
We never owned it for the longest time, and then when I convinced someone to buy it for me, lost the pieces immediately. Like, I wouldn't say like first game, but like first 5 games. Within the first 5 games, like that 5th game was when it fell, and then I showed you the video of my house.
Yeah.
So many holes. You'd go down to holes, we'd go up and stuff, and then we'd find a piece later, and it had like rat teeth marks on it. We'd be like, not touching it, not touching it. So, that one didn't last long. But I always liked trying to, you'd get the strategy. You've played it before, right?
Yeah.
You get the strategy of you tap it, and if it starts to move, you're like, oh, I found a good one. But if you tap it and then like the whole thing would move, you'd be like, no. Are we really talking about board games right now?
Yes.
My brother tried to get me to play Chinese checkers with him. No, I can't play. I remember once trying to play Chinese checkers.
Backgammon always got me.
I've never played backgammon.
It's hard.
I always got those like the boards that they'd advertise. Ooh, you can play chess, checkers, and backgammon on the box set. And you're like, well, you really stretched the imagination on that one. You have literally
the same board.
The same board for 2 games on one of them. The pieces can be replaced by coins for checkers.
Chess, too. Really, you just need a way to differentiate what's
what.
Like, I could go through a trash can and probably figure and make
it's
chess pieces.
But then backgammon was always that one that, like,
you needed specific pieces.
Yeah, I'd always give, like, my dad would be the one to be like, oh, you could play backgammon. And I'd be like, cool. Why would I want to play that?
I don't understand.
I've never tried to play backgammon. I remember one time my dad had, like, this mini pool table. Like, it was literally like...
Oh, yeah, those things. The ones that are like...
Like, pocket-sized pool table. And you'd have this little tiny stick and then tiny ball. And then you'd be like, pink. And then...
I had one of those for Go Fish, where it was like the electronic fish, and then you wound it up, and you were like, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I think I know exactly what you... Like a handheld thing?
Yeah.
I had that, too.
That was one of my favorite games.
Yeah.
It was just like...
There was also this one thing...
One. Oh, it was closing its mouth when I was trying to fish it out.
There was always this one. There was this one thing. I don't know where that came from or where it went. I have not seen it since my childhood. There was like barcode monsters.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
There was these little handheld devices. You would walk up to like a can of ravioli and you'd scan the barcode and then you'd be like...
Then you got like a weird little monster.
There'd be a little monster in there. And
you could train it. And
there's
like
a monster in my ravioli barcode. And then you'd link it up. You had to physically link it up at the top with another person in order to play. So you'd be like... you'd be right next to a person.
Back in the days, kids will never know the struggle of having to be like a foot away from the person you're fighting.
Yeah, I mean, they improved on that one when it came to like video games, like handhelds. When you do a Pokemon trade, you would get these. I had 2 prominent sets of cords for trading Pokemon. One was a green one, and I loved the green one, but it was only like a 1-to-1, and it did not work on the Game Boy Advance, and I don't remember if it worked on the Pocket, but it worked on the, Pocket? No, the
SP?
Color. It worked on the Color. I don't know if it worked on the Color, but it worked on the original and the Pocket. I had the Game Boy Pocket.
What's the Game Boy Pocket?
It was the one between the Color and the original one. It's essentially the original one, still black and white, still has the dot matrix thing, but it's smaller.
I know what you're talking
and
about.
it's like clear.
It
The
ain't
one
like
I had
a
was clear.
brick.
Yeah, I have an original Game Boy. I bought it at Vintage Stocky recently. It is crappy, but I have it.
It's crappy. You could beat someone to death with it,
Yeah.
and it would still work.
Yeah. But I would have this green cord, and it was like maybe 2 feet long.
So you got one of those fancy cords.
Yeah, I know.
I have one that was like maybe
Yeah,
3 inches long.
That was the one that my brother held on to because that was his first cord. Then I got the green one because I like green, and every time my brother would have it, I would steal it from him. That's how I got most of my toys. But that's what you do as a younger brother. Well, you had sisters.
I had a sister.
So anything you stole,
My brother was like 20 years older than me.
yeah. You'd go into his room, steal something, and be like,
It's a balloon.
yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. You just steal some condoms.
Thinking they were balloons.
But
Still the funniest story I've
yeah.
ever told. That's something for a later point.
Yeah. But then later on, I remember when my brother's friends had the Color, and so we'd have to get those adapter cords. There were these cool ones that was multicolored, but mainly like purple and red, and it had 3 like ends on one of them. It had like the original, the SP, and the Color, because like one person in the entire like state had a Game Boy SP, and it was my brother.
I had one too.
Well, you were living in Seattle at this point. I'm making just go along with this.
No hyperboles. 35 people had SPs. Look up your stats.
So, but everyone else had a Color, and then I was stuck with the Pocket, and so everyone else was in the Color age, but me. But I like that Pocket. It broke, and I don't remember where it went. I think I gave it to someone.
Black and green.
Yeah. Well, it was black and white. The black and green was the original one. They downgraded it to black and white for the Pocket.
You went from DOS to
We went from DOS to freaking
blank.
Kodak. So, but I remember it because it was like, oh my God, you can sit on the couch. I can sit on the chair. All we got to do is lean forward and we could still be connected. And we could game. And then if someone
It's like, we don't even have to be like in the same house. You could be
Yeah.
in Germany.
Yeah, like I'm playing Smash Bros. Now, and I'm battling people in Japan. Like, oh, your connection sucks. No, it doesn't. You're just like across the world.
We can
That's
play
the
now,
struggle
but
we have now.
thought it was magic when we could be
Yeah.
2 feet away from each other.
Yeah,
and do
I
this.
mean, I still remember like I'd see people in the hallways at like a school, and they'd be connected by the Game Boy, and they'd be walking side by side. One would be having it in the left hand, then they'd be standing on the right, and the person on the left would be having it in the right hand, and then they'd be walking side by side, and someone would try to go between them, and they would catch on the cord, and then everything would fall, and then just like street fight would ensue. Because if you hit that wire, they weren't meant to
ended.
They weren't meant to like come out easy.
No, those
After a while, they would. You'd stick it in and it'd be like you move like half, like a millimeter, and it'd be like connection lost.
it was more like you put this in. Now you can climb mountains with this.
Yeah. So if you ran into that cord, the Game Boys are falling, and you hit the cord, fall Game Boy. They're done, because those colors were not meant to last.
No, especially the games.
Yeah.
No.
The Game Boy games. I still remember when I first realized that they looked like little NES cartridges. I honestly never took the time. My first Game Boy cartridge was Pokemon Yellow. That was my first. That was the first video game that was mine. Like, it was for me.
I want to say Pokemon Silver or a Speedy Gonzales game.
Yeah.
I can't remember which one came first.
It wasn't the first game I had ever played, but it was the first one that wasn't like, oh, it's for the system, or this one is Aaron's. This one is mine. Because before that, you had Monopoly on NES. You had Duck Hunt, Mario Brothers combination. You had
Stupid dog.
Yeah. I can't believe that that's a character in the new Smash. They bring in Mewtwo back, though.
Yeah.
You have to have the Wii U version and the 3DS version in order to register and get Mewtwo.
Because Nintendo needs you to buy everything.
They need it. I already have a Wii U, and I was planning on getting the Wii U version anyway, but anyway. We've been talking for a long time, and yet it's still not
Did you
time for a
wait.
break.
Did you see that Nintendo got Nintendo is Bayonetta 2, correct?
Yeah.
Nintendo got Playboy to help them with Bayonetta 2.
Yep. Yeah. Bayonetta. They're really trying.
They're really trying to branch off into the mature games.
Yeah. I mean, Ubisoft pulled out from them, so they're not bringing Assassin's Creed to Wii U anymore. Call of Duty's not going to Wii U anymore.
God, I've seen people play Assassin's Creed on Wii U. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
that looks hard.
Yeah. And so, yeah, I can imagine, like, were you the one that said Five Nights at Freddy's would be good
where
for Wii U? You bring up the tablet to look at the cameras and the TV would go black. That, I think, would work amazing, and it would be so easy because that is a whole mode right there. And with the sensor, with the Wii U sensor, it is so easy to do that because with Nintendo Land, the launch title, they had stuff like that too, where you would hold it up in front of the screen and then do whatever. Hell, to re-sensorize things in order to get things aligned, you just set it on the ground, wait like 3 seconds, and bring it back up, and then everything would be fixed. But
have you seen the promos for the Five Nights at Freddy 2?
Yes, and I showed it to you guys.
Someone else showed it to me too.
Well, I remember last week, I believe, I pulled it up on my phone because I was I saw it, and I watched it on my phone last week. Literally, when it gets very late at night, I get extremely paranoid, like really bad.
So he sets his
Well,
theme to
my alarm
Five Nights at Freddy.
My alarm clock, my alarm to wake up in the morning is the Freddy, like, ring ding da ding ding theme. But at that point, I'm fine. When I'm waking up, I'm not paranoid. But like going to sleep, going from lights on to lights off,
It doesn't help me when you sleep over and I'm in my bed and all I hear is ding ding coming through my air vents, and I'm like, oh.
But from the trailer, that scene, the part where you see Bonnie, like the gouged out version of Bonnie in the doorway with the red eye and everything starts flashing, that, for some reason, that is the scariest part of the whole trailer for me, because I will think I am seeing that. Or when I open a door to go to the bathroom, I'm worried that I will see that at my door. I'm not worried about Foxy jumping in. I'm not, and at my core, I know it's fake. I know it's not actually going to happen, but I'm imagining something like that. Like some sort of screwed up version of someone who broke into my house just I get paranoid when it's like 3 a.m. and I haven't slept in a long time.
You know, apartment things.
Apartment things. Of course, it's not going to help anymore when I possibly go to that house because it's like 100 years old.
So it's gonna creak and moan,
and they got cats, and I'm going to be there with couples, so they're going to be screwing all night, and
so it's gonna creak even more.
yeah, And then, like, it's on the east side of Troost, so small town paranoia. I grew up in a town where you could literally not have your door locked and it'd be fine because there's no one going after you. That is until people were specifically going after us, and then we had to make sure everything was locked up.
Meth.
Yeah. So, but normal people, like, normally you did not have to lock your door. Here, we went in the first time I got to this house. I walked in and I didn't lock the door. They looked behind me and they're like, "Lock the door!" I was like, "Oh my god, what?" So they have a lock, and then they have the chain, and then they have this, and then they have that. I'm like,
They got a bolt, a lock on the doorknob, a chain, and probably a second chain, and probably whatever you call that thing where it's like just solid metal. And
that's a
so
bolt. It's a deadlock. Sorry.
Yeah, I was like, is it a bolt? Then what's the
bolt's,
thing where it's
the bolt's
like,
the other thing? Yeah. But anyway, so I was like, well, 'cause they got bars on the windows, some of them.
Yeah, but I went from Gig Harbor, which is mainly woods on an island next to Seattle, to Kansas.
Yeah.
How I was raised is lock that crap because there's probably someone out there wanting to eat you.
Yeah. So
Like,
anyway, well,
my mom, the great parenting style of my grandmother, my mom was allowed to bike around when Bundy was a thing. And my mom was, that kind of type of. And apparently when she was, I think, 16, he dumped a body at the end of their street.
Dang, man.
Washington things.
Yeah, hell, hashtag Washington problems.
I still can't. Whenever I visit there, I'm like, hey, because my cousins live out in the Bald Hills, which is in the middle of nowhere. You have to go through very dense woods to get there.
Ugh.
And you have to go past that one compound with the cult that believes in the lizard people.
Yeah.
That you have to go past them.
That's the same one with the guy that has the Gatling gun on his roof.
Yes, you have to go past his house.
Yeah. So anyway, when we come back, it's been nice just sort of chatting for a while.
At least it was Halloween-y,
Yeah.
lighthearted.
Yeah, I like just randomly being like, we don't have an article right now. We're just going to talk and whatnot. I'm going to play just one song for you. Just one, because when we get into the epic rap battle of history, time goes like quick.
Mm-hmm.
So this only song we're going to, we mentioned Five Nights at Freddy's earlier. We're going to play the Living Tombstones, Five Nights at Freddy's song, Here For You, on K-Roo, because it's Halloween time, going up to do, we're going to do like that.
He hurt his knuckle.
No. I was banging my hand on the table, not very hard, but like I wasn't feeling it when I was doing it, but my ring was like crushing my pinky, like right there, and I only feel it now, and now it's like bruising. What the heck? It's like a delayed. Is it because I haven't drank water a lot? I mean,
Maybe dehydration could do that to
is
you.
it because I haven't eaten in like forever?
Drink that holy water, priest man. Oh, and people who don't know, he is a registered holy man. He performs weddings. Just call us.
Seriously, I only charge lunch.
You could do that at the wedding.
Lunch is not tax deductible, therefore I don't have to tell anyone in the federal government about it. That's how I do.
That's how he's going to make his living, just in case.
I'll just do weddings like, oh, I'm hungry. Who wants to get married?
Vegas.
I can also do services,
Just
funerals.
whenever you get angry, you two are married.
You two are married, give me lunch.
In the eyes of God or whatever you believe in, you are married.
In the eyes of
the deity of your choice, you are married.
in the eyes of Ronald McDonald, give me some fries.
How did you know that's my secret deity?
That make rib dough. Anyway, so Five Nights at Freddy's, A Living Tombstone. Thank you all for listening. When we get back, we're going to do some more in-depth analysis of the epic rap battles of history for this segment called Who Won? Me. Thank you all for listening. Thank you all for listening to all of the above here on K-Root, Kansas City, UMKC, student radio every Thursday from 7 p.m.
That's Jacob, and I'm Caleb.
All right. Have a good one, y'all.
What it is, what it is, what it is.
Yeah. All right. So we've been cataloging the epic rap battles of history ever since. We have done all of season 1. We have done
Most of season 2.
3 battles of season 2.
Oh.
We ain't even close to halfway. And then we got season 3 and season 4 coming up soon.
I can't hear myself in this mic. It's off-putting. I'm so used to this, where I can just hear 2 versions. It feels...
Michael Jackson versus Elvis Presley. They did both versions. They did both the classic and modern versions of both. You can start.
making me choose.
I know my answer.
I personally really liked young Michael Jackson and old Elvis. That is young Michael Jackson had really good quips. It's younger Elvis kind of just went with the family problems for the jokes. Wasn't that good. But when he was on the defensive, when he was older, he had really good comebacks and things like that, and even good attacks. I'm being attacked by a young white lady.
Yeah.
If I can cheat, I want to choose. Just like split them up and be like, those two won.
Yeah.
But I can't, so I have to decide this.
Splitting them up into 4. We're not officially splitting them up into 4. There will be a definitive answer, but for consideration's fact, there was 4 different people presented.
Yes.
I've kind of found young Michael Jackson annoying because the depiction of him, specifically, the lines weren't that bad, but I don't like how they got to play him.
The Jackson 5, Michael Jackson.
Yeah, the Jackson 5 Michael Jackson did not act like that. Of course, you have to take into consideration this is a rap battle, and young Michael Jackson wouldn't have acted like that to begin with. But when you're going with depiction, just something about the odd pronunciation of like the end of words or something like that. How's it going, Will?
Hello.
Doing good. He said he's doing pretty well for those of you who couldn't hear. We're just discussing the epic rap battle of history between Elvis Presley and Michael Jackson, trying to decide who we think won. Did you want to jump in on this? Do you got time?
I have to go start job training at Charbar.
He does not.
Ooh.
Nice.
Yeah,
He got the job. He got the. You remember because this happened last time. We were on the air when you said you going to get a job. He said, "Yeah, man, he got the job."
Yeah.
Freaking Air 5, man. Boom.
November 17th, Charbar is open in the old Belmont Club in Westport. There's going to be tire swings and croquet and barbecue.
Nice.
Might want to repeat that. I don't think any people heard that one.
He's probably said it on his show before, but yeah. Anyway, so cool for him.
Char bar. Just Google it.
Charbar, November 17th. That's something about stuff. Anyway.
Croquet and tire swings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And will be there because he got the job. Anyway, so breaking them into 4. If I'm going like a debate ballot here,
Debate.
I would have to give young Michael Jackson the 4. I really liked modern Jackson's lines. It just seemed to be just like a burn after burn type thing. I don't know what it was. Like, you had one daughter and she came to me, that type of thing, because a lot of people, and it's not a lie, Elvis's daughter literally married Michael Jackson. That is a connection that not many people may have known. I didn't know about it before I was researching the line. And then I was like, oh, hey. So I don't know. We're looking at Elvis. You were right about young Elvis sticking to one thing, but I think that's kind of a good thing considering neither one of them really went after something that went out of sequence as far as chronology for the other person's concerned. The young versions only went after the young problems that the other one had. The young Michael Jackson went after, he mentioned his blue suede shoes in the Ed Sullivan Show appearance for Elvis, and Elvis only went after the family problems for Michael Jackson. But when they got older, they went into the wider stuff. And as much as I adore Elvis, I don't know. Something about the way they played old Elvis did not run smooth with me. I don't know. Something about it just rubbed me the wrong way. So I didn't I'm the opposite of you.
For continuity, if we're gonna break this down, I'm gonna call young Elvis and older Elvis the king.
Yeah.
Because isn't that generally when he started to be called the king when he was a bit older?
Yeah. But going at it,
just felt that Elvis didn't have a lot of ammo to fight with.
He had a lot of ammo, but I'm not sure he fired all that he could have.
Yeah, that's...
Because if you're going after Michael Jackson, Lord knows there's a lot to go from. But they seemed more focused on trying to portray Elvis as the kind of guy.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to give it to Michael Jackson.
I'm going to go with Elvis.
We're first disagreement.
Not the first.
Hey, they're a package, man.
They're a package. Wait, which one? No, I said
both.
Not the first. It was Hulk Hogan.
Oh, not the first disagreement. I thought they were saying I don't think the first Presley one.
No.
Okay, so yeah, I enjoy the real Elvis more than the real Michael Jackson, but also I did not want to forget this. We did get a text.
Oh.
They said, "Have we ever played the Pokemon board game?" I've played both. There were two. Weren't
I had
there?
the Johto.
Yeah,
Not the
Kanto.
Not the Kanto.
I had Kanto and Johto. My Johto
Still
one.
don't understand what I was doing when I was playing that game.
I liked it. I really liked that game.
I did. I loved it. I have no idea what I was doing.
Sometimes you just gotta have games like that. My Johto one got screwed up, like play-wise, because that one was the one that my neighbors liked better. So my brother would bring it over there, and we'd leave pieces over there, and then whatever. But the Kanto one was the one that we held on to. I like that one because Kanto's my region, man. They've made it like 5 times. Or more, like the original. No, we're not talking about that right now.
No.
We're talking about this:
That's...
Cleopatra versus Marilyn Monroe. The first
This is
woman-on-woman battle.
And when they set the precedence for vicious.
Yeah, God dang, they were vicious, man.
This isn't even really. I thought this when I first got it. Marilyn Monroe.
Gonna give it to Marilyn Monroe.
Marilyn Monroe. She was funny, clever, and hurtful. Like it hurt my feelings.
It hurt me.
I ain't even Cleopatra.
I ain't even some Egyptian queen, and it hurt me. I personally, I have to agree with you. I mean, they were both intense as all get out, but I don't know. I mean, my mom's always big fan of Marilyn Monroe, so when it came to depiction, we have a lot more to go from for Marilyn Monroe, but I think they nailed it. I really do. Like how she would act if she was in that kind of situation under that circumstance, given that it's a portrayal. Obviously, it's not 100% either way. I don't know if she'd actually say those kinds of things, but god dang, I think that she had the better material. This next one was the mid-season break. Which is weird because it is way before the midpoint. This one really made me think. This was the first time that I thought they were going all out and they were breaking the form of just verse, done. Steve Jobs versus Bill Gates. And special contender, Hal. Hal can be a chosen winner. Just like how the ShamWow guy was a contender. Of course, ShamWow was on Billy Mays' side, but Hal was on his own team. He was not on Steve Jobs' side. It was those two, and then Steve Jobs left, and then Hal was going after Bill Gates. So it was, I would not say that Hal was on Steve Jobs' team. Do you think we should count that?
No.
Okay, good. That's what I thought. Because we're going to be getting up on another one that does that here soon.
Because if it was the reverse, it'd basically be the same.
Yeah. So, Steve Jobs versus Bill Gates versus Hal. I don't think Hal won.
No.
I mean, I don't know if it's because I'm a visual guy, but they did like nothing with his visual. They just had the box,
Well,
like the red eye.
that's all he was.
Yeah, but they could have done something. I mean, 2001: A Space Odyssey has a lot of amazing visuals. They could have done something. They could have done the trippy thing at the end with the space baby. I don't know.
The space babies, the monkeys at the beginning with the giant obelisk.
Yeah, they could have done something.
But
so how
if
did
they're
not?
just going for the character,
Yeah,
it seemed they hit it.
They didn't even put him in space.
No, they really didn't. Did that? He was like in the outer atmosphere.
He was just in black.
Black.
There was just nothing.
That's what space is.
Well, they didn't have stars or anything. Anyway, so I don't think Hal won. You go ahead.
No,
You started the last one, yeah. Between Steve Jobs and Bill Gates, I've harped on this so many times in the past. Portrayal, it's a huge thing for me. Bill Gates does not have that harsh of a voice. Not even close. But Steve Jobs, as played by Nice Peter, I think nailed it. I don't maybe not the voice 100%, but his posture, his hand, the hair, everything just seemed like it was Steve Jobs. Bill Gates seemed more like a loud nerd, short, whatever. And Bill Gates is a nerd, don't get me wrong, but I think he would have been a little more subdued and sneaky. Maybe they were trying to pull Apple versus Microsoft more, which kind of seemed like that, which I could see because with Microsoft owning Xbox, I could see them being more loud and vocal. But as Steve Jobs versus Bill Gates, I personally think that Steve Jobs won. I think him leaving the battle the way he did, being continuity-wise, it was relevant to the time as well as a long-term thing because, the way he left the Earth via dying kind of...
I was like, are you just going to dance around that he's dead?
No, he died, man. He handled his death with class in this battle. Like, I got a PC, but it wasn't from you. That I don't remember what the P stands for, but the C is colon. He got something in his colon. He died of something that the abbreviation is PC, okay? Point is, I think that he handled it smoothly. I think he had the best lines. I think Steve Jobs won.
I have to go with Bill Gates, actually.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, even with portrayal, at the end he started to get louder, but that seemed because he was angry because he was alone for one, because I think they were friends at one point.
They were friends right up to the end.
Yeah. So he lost a friend, he's getting angrier. But he was very calm with some of his reactions too, like the people with the power to create use an Apple, but the people with the job use a PC. You'll never ever get a virus on an Apple, but you can still afford a doctor if you got a PC.
Yeah, I think that I like that section.
That section is what won it over for me, because the way Steve Jobs' lines got, you could see that it was getting to him.
Mm-hmm.
And when it gets to the character they portray, you kind of know that the other person won.
Yeah. I can see your point. Still gonna
Especially after he left after that.
I'm still gonna go with Jobs though. But I do like your points. This next one, it did have a special guest, but they didn't say anything. Frank Sinatra versus Freddie Mercury. Did not see this one coming. This one surprised me.
Yeah.
I started the last one.
All right. I personally like both the artists. There's a lot of both of their stuff on my iPod.
Oh yeah, as artists themselves, I like both of them.
But I have to give it to Sinatra personally. He had
Interesting.
very creative lines like if you think I have a problems with the colors and the queers, just ask
Sammy Davis.
Jr.
Yeah. That was the special guest I was referring to, by the way.
Yeah, he didn't say anything. They were just like, Sammy Davis Jr. gone.
Yeah.
And he's gone. But it was a bit hard, and it came out of left field too. But Freddie Mercury did have good lines, but I just thought Frank Sinatra's were a bit more clever.
I think I'm gonna have to agree with you. I like both, and at first, the first time I watched it, I would have gone with Mercury like any day of the week when I first watched it because that ending, because the way Freddie ended it,
Yeah.
and the line that Sinatra ended with at the time, I was just like, whoa, dude.
Which line was that?
I can't say it. But one about roulette and you lost the draw.
Oh.
But going back on it, the Freddie Mercury portrayal by Nice Peter, they put a lot of stock in that overbite one.
Yeah.
I did not like that. They could have done so much with Freddie Mercury. They focused a lot just on the fact that he had AIDS.
Yeah.
He did so much more than have AIDS. And they referenced Bohemian Rhapsody, which I thought was nice. But that joke, it took me a long time to get that joke. I mean, you know which one I'm talking about?
Yeah. Yes.
It took me a while to catch on to that one because I didn't know what they were saying. Of course, going back on it, I was catching a lot more of Sinatra's stuff, and Mercury's stuff seemed to be, a little weaker. I didn't like the version of Freddie Mercury that they chose to portray. There's the long hair Bohemian Rhapsody version, and then there's the We Are the Champions version that they went with. And then going back on to his ending, it's a good line, but I don't think they said it right. They could have said it differently. I don't know. Something about the portrayal of Freddie Mercury just seemed a bit off, and the only thing that seemed to be mentioned throughout the whole thing as far as Mercury fighting back on was the fact that he had AIDS. He got him on the goofy look. Sinatra got him on a lot of stuff, but I don't know. I'm just going to have to say Sinatra won it for me. This may be our last one, depending on how long it takes. This one is Barack Obama versus Mitt Romney with special guest on his own team, Abe Lincoln.
This is going to sound weird at first. Mitt Romney I was a little bit biased towards because I loved Mitt Romney's style from College Humor. That was hilarious. Is got to preempt that because if I paused, my speech patterns. I sometimes pause randomly.
Yeah.
But they got into that Democrat Republican thing. I'm gonna have to go with Abraham Lincoln.
Yep.
Because his
Without a
lines were
doubt.
clever, funny.
And he was only there for one verse.
Yeah.
But that's all he needed. Up until Lincoln, I was going to go with Obama just because they got the perfect guy to play him. Alpha Cat does the best Obama, and the way they portrayed Romney. Romney, in real life, has a sort of... But in the rap, they're like... And it was crazy. But going back and forth on it, I just think...
They went with more of his speech tone than his actual...
With his tone, not his voice.
Yeah.
That is something that confuses a lot of people, but that is a good point. Without a doubt, Lincoln won. He was funnier. He was clever. Yeah. Okay, so that was not the last one because it was unanimous. So this next one, Doc Brown versus Doctor Who. To be honest, I don't know how I did not see this one coming.
Yeah.
And yet I still didn't. I really didn't.
No. Which doctors did they get? It's been
They
a while.
used number 10, David Tennant, and number 4, Tom Baker.
Okay.
The two most popular.
For some reason, I thought number 9 was in there too.
Nah.
I came in on 9 and 10. That's where the doctor I started with. I'm a little bit biased, and I haven't seen the
Back to the Future.
yes in a long time. So it's gonna take me a minute to actually remember some things.
All right, then I'll go.
Yeah.
The way that I came into this, I saw the thumbnail and I saw number 10 on there, and I was like, okay, so I can totally see Nice Peter being number 10, and he did a good job of being David Tennant. I was expecting so much more out of Doctor Who than 10 and 4. You have, quite literally, at that time, you had 11 different people you could have gone with. And even if you didn't use all of them, you could have used some of them. Each one could have played a line or two, and
Could have been like the Russian one where they brought in.
where they just bring in a bunch of different ones. And they did not do that. They only used 10 and 4, and they went backwards. I don't know if this is definitely the Whovian in
Yeah.
me. They went from 10 to 4.
They would have just switched it. None of this would have
Yeah.
been happening.
I'm not going to count that against them, but I am going to count against both teams that they did not do everything they could have done. Doc Brown is a lot more dynamic than they gave him credit for.
Yeah.
Seemed very focused on making toilet jokes. Doctor Who, they gave him his rambling style, did not focus near as much on, is it a dentist meeting?
I don't know.
I don't know, but those turquoise leggings are like bothering me. They're clashing with the boots. They don't, anyway,
Oh, yeah. Black boots, evergreen in
Yeah.
stripes.
it's weird. Anyway, so so they got us rambling
shirt.
like well, it's a lot more like a rug. Really. Oh, never mind. They did not get as much clever as he could have been. But all I know is that despite the fact that they really missed as much opportunity as they could have done with having all the doctors there, I still have to give it to Doctor Who, mainly because of how neutered they made Doc Brown. They screwed up Dr. Brown. Doc Brown. He would,
Technically, Dr. Brown.
yeah. He had good lines, but something about substance over style over substance went for him. They got it, great Scott. They had all that, but he seemed so much more dynamic in the movies. They did not give him enough to work with in this one, I think. I still think it goes to Doctor Who just because I think he had better lines, first of all. Watsky, okay, we get it, you're fast. And he's good at being fast. He did nothing to portray number 4. But they just did Doc Brown so wrong, in my opinion, that I think it goes to Doctor Who almost by default, because they did not do number 4 at all. Number 10 was great, in my opinion. So for me, it's Doctor Who.
After remembering, takes me a minute to recall things. I have to agree. Doctor David Tennant's was really good. But
so really good.
Like, I feel if they would have made Doc Brown less Flash, really went more with a dynamic character, I would have given it to him. But it was just like the way they did it. I was like, those lines are funny, but I'm not laughing.
Yeah, that type of thing. That is not a good sign. Anyway, so because we're going to be ending early for the volleyball game, we're going to go ahead and end it there. We're about halfway through season 2.
Oh, we have the joke in the...
We have the joke in the articles coming up here soon, so stay tuned.
Now ending it here.
We're not ending it here. We got a while ago. We gotta get 2 songs here. We're gonna get Ghost Riders in the Sky by Johnny Cash and Andrew Gold's Spooky Scary Skeletons. Thank you all for listening.
Because it wouldn't be a Halloween without spooky scary skeletons. Just remember, skeletons live in your face.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, so thank y'all for listening. Have a good one.
And I'm Caleb. That's Jacob.
See you later.
Happy Halloween, y'all. That was Spooky Scary Skeletons. Now it's time for the Bunk Buster. Test this week is Caleb. Go.
My turn. A Miami Beach cop was reinstated despite having been fired for testing positive for cocaine.
Okay.
The detective argued he got a sex enhancement cream as a gift and used it not knowing it contained cocaine.
Dang, man.
And the city argued that he should have known what it was made from if he was putting it on his business.
Oh, wow.
That is the first article.
Oh, good.
The second article is of a man who stole, again, Florida,
I go figure.
who stole a fire truck when he got drunk to try to get home.
Okay.
He ran over 5 mailboxes before running into a pole and stopping, where police apprehended the man.
Dang, man. Just because we gotta go quick on this one, I'm gonna go ahead and say that the first one, the one about the business, is true.
It is correct.
Yes, I knew it.
Detective Ronaldo Casa. Casas? 2 A's.
Cassius.
Casas. Detective Casas did in fact put a sexual enhancement cream on his business, which did in fact contain cocaine.
Well, dang, man. And the answer to question time. Answer to question time.
He received it from an old Cuban man. That's what it says.
That's his official alibi.
He got it from a buddy who got it from an old Cuban man.
You ready for the question, Caleb?
Hold up.
Yes. You ready for the question? All right. So the question was, what's the difference between a piano, a tuna, and a pot of glue?
I don't know.
You can tune a piano, but you can't piano a tuna.
Wait, what about the glue?
I knew you'd get stuck on that one.
Damn it. It's still funny, and I'm looking at the script.
I think half of it's this was. Your cousin was
Clarence.
Your cousin was always funny.
My cousin is Jerry Springer, Mom. Don't.
He was also the mayor. What's wrong with you?
I'm going down. You're coming with me.
You ain't even. You couldn't even hold a job at Starbucks. Get some coffee in your system. You'd at least wake up to go start your shift in the morning.
I can't handle that voice.
Especially when it's right in your ear, can you?
No, it's like you're right behind me.
You can't escape me, Caleb. Okay, that's enough.
Aha!
All right, that's all for this show.
And all we have to say is ba-da-ba-ba-da-bye.
Okay, how about some real music? Iron Man, Black Sabbath. Thank you for listening. All of the above here, okay, because it's video, in case you're doing every Thursday from 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'm Jacob.
I'm Caleb.
Take it away, Ozzy. Okay, there you are.